We've located the tank. It's an M4 Sherman. Condition confirmed. We are initiating the heavy lift recovery operation now.
Send in the helicopter.
It's remarkable how much is still here after all this time.
Yes, but the level of degradation is severe. We need to focus on stabilizing the hull first.
It's a painstaking process, but incredibly satisfying to clear away the caked-on grime and see the Sherman's original steel emerge.
The wash bay process is critical. We need to clear all the sediment before the full assessment can begin.
We need to check the tolerances on these bolts. The rust has really seized the lower mounts.
Yeah, look at the stress fracture on that bogey housing.
All right, we've got the hoist hooked up. Now we just take the tension off these bolts before we try to pull them.
Okay, easy now. A little to the left. Perfect. We have contact.
Steady now, bring her down slowly. Let's make sure the seating is perfect.
All right, easy now. Watch the clearance on the left side.
Take it up slow, nice and easy. We need to clear the mounts before we traverse. All right, easy down. Clear on the left side, look seated. I've got the wrench ready.
Easy now. Bring it down 5 centimeters. Watch the clearance on the right.
All right, we've got the hoist hooked up. Now we just take the tension off these bolts before we try to pull them.
The impact wrench provides the torque needed to remove these stubborn manifold bolts, a critical step in accessing the engine block.
All right, easy down. Clear on the left side. Look seated. I've got the wrench ready.
The audio features the sounds of a busy industrial workshop, including the continuous hum of heavy machinery and ventilation. And
we're looking at the R975 radial. The crankcase is in remarkably good condition. We just need to check the tolerance. audio. The audio description consists of the sounds of a busy workshop environment.
As you can see, the crankshaft surfaces show significant pitting. We'll need to assess the depth of this corrosion before we attempt rotation.
The Sherman engine block requires meticulous work. We're using specialized picks to carefully chip away decades of corrosion.
All right, looking closely at these internals, the main reduction gear shows some pitting, but the bearings are surprisingly good. We'll need to magnaflux the shafts for stress fractures. All right, next we move the gears into the heated cleaning tray. This solvent will help break down decades of grease and grime. Here we are applying a fresh coat of high viscosity oil to the main drive gears, ensuring smooth operation after reassembly.
The gearbox housing required extensive degreasing before we could begin the detailed inspection.
We use the calipers to check the backlash between the teeth. Even a millimeter off can cause catastrophic failure in the field.
Using the feeler gauges allows the team to measure the precise clearance of the differential, ensuring everything is within tolerance. The engine and gearbox assemblies are fully rebuilt and confirmed, ready for installation.
All right, hold it right there. Drop it 5 centimeters. Roger that. Coming down slowly.
After securing the necessary parts, the team begins the meticulous process of uncrating the new gears.
As you can see, the original volute spring housing is completely seized. This new fabricated replacement meets the exact wartime specifications. M4 Sherman suspension, set 1. Okay, logged. We have 3 more sets to catalog before the end of the day.
Checking the inventory is crucial. We need to cross-reference every single part against the original schematics before the rebuild begins.
All right, easy now, keep it steady. We need to check the structural integrity right here before we move it to the cleaning bay.
We're applying over 50 tons of pressure here, utilizing the heat to slowly coax the armor back into its original shape.
The technician meticulously welds the new armor plate. This process is essential to ensure the tank's structural integrity.
We have to be very careful blending these new welds. The goal is to recreate that original cast texture for historical accuracy.
I'm just running the calipers over the mounts now. We need absolute precision before we drop the engine in. Looks good.
We've signed off on the metal work. The structural integrity is fully restored, ready for the next stage.
This stage is critical for ensuring a smooth surface while preserving the original metal texture.
This stage is crucial. The gray spot filler needs time to harden completely before we can begin the sanding process.
The surface preparation is excellent.
Calipers show we're within tolerance on the bore.
The olive drab finish is uniform across the turret and hull. The gauge reads within tolerance.
The freshly painted hull is carefully lowered into the final assembly bay. This marks a critical milestone in the restoration process.
A few more inches to the
Whatever.
left.
Confirmed alignment on the mounts. Looking good. All right, slowly now. Watch the clearance on the left side.
Looks good. Keep coming down another foot.
Copy that. Steady.
We're securing the main gearbox mounts now. Critical to get the torque exactly right on these fasteners.
We're using the torque wrench here to ensure the 75mm mounts are secured to spec before we look at the elevation mechanisms.
The M4 Sherman, now fully restored, undergoes its first mobility test on the gravel proving ground.